Are we live?
Well, there's a lag, but we will be.
We're live?
I feel like I need to be dodging the lights.
What does it look like when it was here?
It's all the same.
Oh, it's worse. Hello, Facebook and Twitch. Did we post?
I posted on Instagram. I didn't post on Facebook.
Okay.
You're running out of time.
Maybe we'll do it while we're doing this. Hello all. We'll wait just a second here. We are obviously going to be talking about Krypton.
Can you hear us okay, first of all?
Krypton.
Well, this is just Superman.
How am I pointing?
There we go. Who are you trying to point to? Oh, the poster. I thought you were pointing to me.
No, not you. We're showing our spirit here. And Instagram too. It's funny to see the lag here.
Yeah. Hello, MNJ1418.
Let's see here. Give everybody just a second to drop in. So we are going to be talking about Krypton, and it's already shown 2 episodes.
For those of you who may not know, that's SyFy Channel's new show about Superman's home planet, Krypton. Takes place 2 generations before Superman. So this is his ancestors. This is way before Superman's in the picture at all, before it explodes. Spoiler alert. So that's what this is about. And like Laura said, it's 2 episodes in.
2 episodes in. I have not seen the newest one. I only saw the first one so far.
I watched the second one, so I'm caught up with both episodes.
All right. So we will just start out first with non-spoiler review, as the stream says.
Yes, Andy, I've seen it. Laura has not yet.
I will be, though.
Yes, and we're shooting to have next week's stream be about that.
Yep.
So definitely join us again next week for a Ready Player One talk. Have you seen it, by the way, Andy? Let us know.
Okay, really quickly, let's start off with non-spoiler review so that we can get that out of the way.
My mom's calling me.
Oh.
That's awkward. Because I can't answer because I'm using my phone to stream.
Sorry, Mom.
I'll message her on Facebook.
So I'm coming into this. I say I'm a huge Superman fan, but I mean I really don't know much about him in terms of his origins in comics.
You still be a huge fan if you don't know everything.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know the ins and outs. Like,
okay, gotcha.
Like big fans do.
That's fair.
But I was excited to see this. Some people were talking some crap about it before it even aired.
Really?
Like, oh, we already know how it ends.
Oh.
Well, yeah, I guess so. But I'm excited to see the journey and just kind of learn about the characters, and so far I really like it. There's some cheesy stuff in it, but that's kind of expected from a sci-fi.
Well, from a sci-fi show,
and a sci-fi channel show.
Sci-fi channel. From a comic, something based off a comic book, there's always going to be a little cheesiness.
Yeah.
But, having said that, I think, really, like, the production value of this, and, like, the writing and everything about it is really, really good. This isn't like one of those sci-fi Saturday night movies. No, like, they actually are caring about the set design, the costume design, and, like, I am feeling this world, and it's not all CGI, and the CGI we are seeing is really good. So it's cheesy a little bit, but in a good way, not in a bad way.
Yeah, and for being, the first episode, I feel like they did a really good job in general, because normally the first episode's like, yeah, I'll watch it because there's potential, but it actually really caught my attention. It was really great to just kind of see, I guess, Krypton in general.
Yeah.
I guess we should start off too by saying that this is not canon to the DCEU.
Okay.
And is not supposed to be able to be tied into any DC, any other DC shows.
This is its own standalone show.
This is its own completely different show, and that's one question that I had when I first saw that it was going to be out. I was like, well, is this going to be canon? Like, what are they doing with this? So I kind of looked up, did some research on it, and yeah, they're doing their own thing, but they definitely took inspiration, like the. We saw in like the trailers a little crystal thing, whatever, I can't remember what it's called. But that itself was obviously kind of taken from the movies. But
they kind of are picking and choosing different different parts from here, from the movies, from shows, from comic books. MNJ on Instagram, to answer your question, it is on the SyFy channel. Which is a cable, it's a basic cable. I
don't have SyFy. I think I have basic.
Okay, so it's a cable station, which you may not have.
But they have the episodes on the SyFy website. That's how I watched it. So if you don't have the channel, just log into their website and watch it.
That's how I'm watching it too. I don't have SyFy, but I watched both episodes online.
Yeah, and I recommend watching it on the website too, just because it helps with ratings.
True.
Just FYI.
True.
Sarah on Facebook said the writers and director of Krypton have a lot of artistic license because there really isn't much canon about the history of Krypton prior to Kal-El's appearance. So, yeah, there's not a whole lot that they, I guess, have to base, or there's not a lot of sources, I guess, to take from.
There is and there isn't. Why I'm excited about the show is, like, with all my fandoms, I really like the mythology behind it. Mm-hmm. So I like Harry Potter because there's a deep mythology behind it, and comic book because there's a deep mythology behind it. There have been a lot of comic books that have painted the mythology of Krypton prior to Superman. And so when I say there is, it's because there are comic books that have touched upon Jor-El and Van-El, Superman's ancestors, and so we've seen it. But when I say there isn't, it's because a lot of it has been retconned. A lot of it's been thrown out for other origin stories. Like, there isn't any one concrete history of Krypton. I mean, the most current one, I guess, would be whatever they might be doing in the comic books now, but I don't know if what they're doing in the comic books now is Krypton based. I'm trying to think. I don't know what's canon anymore with New 52 and then Rebirth, you know. So like I said earlier, they're picking and choosing the best elements from different things and giving us a cool story, and I am all on board.
Sorry, I'm multitasking.
Yeah, no worries.
So I guess non-spoiler. Do we want to get into any non-spoiler details, like the characters, or?
Yeah. Well, see, what's considered a non-spoiler?
I mean, like the main character.
Okay, so if you don't want to know,
the general.
Yeah. So this is all based on the trailer. So I consider it non-spoiler. The premise of the show, before it even begins, is that the show revolves around Superman's grandfather as a young man. His name is Seg-El, S-E-G-L. He is visited, this is all from the trailer, he is visited by somebody from future Earth and says, basically, we need your help to do some stuff to save all of existence. The future of Earth, the future of everything. And that's where the story begins.
Yep.
Is the guy showing up and trying to recruit him.
Yeah, it's basically following Seg.
Yeah.
Seg L. Through his discovering and just adventures of trying to help.
Yep.
So, just that itself got me kind of interested. Like, oh, let's see what happens. Kind of cool too to see what characters they might bring in. Also, God, this is really hard to talk about without spoiling anything.
Yeah.
Sarah.
I know, she already...
Sarah, we're trying to be non-spoiler.
I was trying to not say the name. Potential spoiler, but she's like, alright, whatever. Yeah, let's see, what else? What else is non-spoiler about it?
What age range is how old is the grandfather supposed to be when they're
20s.
Early 20s?
Early 20s, yeah. He's early, well, do they say? He could be late teens, maybe.
I think at some point they did say...
He could be late teens, early 20s. He's basically at the point in his life where he's kind of becoming a citizen of Krypton.
It's basically adult age.
Yeah.
But we don't really know what age that is yet. I don't think they've specified that in the show yet.
Yeah, we're just kind of going off.
For some reason, 23 stands out to me, but I don't know why.
We're going 23. I don't have a better answer. We're going to 23.
But I thought he was early 20s.
Yeah, no, I took it as early 20s too.
Do we know if he's also a scientist like his...
We're not getting into any of that stuff right now.
Alright.
Sarah also agrees early to mid 20s.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, so non-spoiler roundup. Superman's ancestors, his grandfather, takes place on Krypton, obviously, before it explodes. Generations later, he's visited by a person from the future and told that he needs to basically save the future, save existence. There's a threat to the future, and it goes from there. And so we see Krypton, we see Kryptonian society. They're the different houses. I mean, House L, obviously, like we've seen in the past. The S stands for hope. It's a family crest, and we see all the other see some of the other families on Krypton. So it's about house dynamics between families, very kind of Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Ranks.
Yeah.
It's really interesting too to see just in general how things work. Because we only really get glimpses in the various things that they've made, that DC has made. But yeah, sorry.
No. I would say the writing so far for me, I've seen the first episode. I've really enjoyed the writing and the development of the characters so far. As I think all great sci-fi does, it touches upon. Sci-fi is really good because I'm talking about the genre, not the station. Science fiction is really good at commenting on societal issues, economic issues, things that humanity has to deal with, and it puts it in this science fiction fantasy kind of lens. Mm-hmm. So it's a way of, kind of looking at ourselves through a different perspective. And so far, Krypton seems like they're going to be doing that, and I'm really excited for that. I don't want to give anything else away, but
samesies.
That's all. So I got no spoilers. Can we get to the spoilers now?
All right, I guess we can do spoilers. All right.
Instagram, we're going spoilers now. Full spoilers. Sarah, yes. She says the character development gets even better and more intense in episode 2. And I fully agree. Laura, you need to watch it.
I plan on it.
Episode 2 is good.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to do spoilers. Oh, hold on. Let me do this real quick. All right. Spoilers, y'all. Spoilers.
Yeah. So, Sarah, feel free to say anything you want now. The reins are off, just full on name drop. Yeah, so Sarah, like you mentioned, the visitor from Earth is Adam Strange, and I'm really excited about that because it's a character we don't see in live action, and it kind of gets me excited about the future of the show because Adam Strange obviously has a connection with the planet Ran, and Ran has a relationship with the planet Thanagar, and Thanagar is where you get Hawkman and Hawkgirl, and you get the whole space aspect, and I'm geeking out right now. Sorry, Laura's giving me that look like, okay.
I mean, I told you, like, I don't really know a ton of this stuff, and I don't really read much DC, too, so...
Anyhow, yes, I'm really excited that they're introducing Adam Strange, because they have already out the gate given us a possibility of more than just Krypton.
Tons of stuff.
Like, it's not just going to be devoted to Krypton and it exists in this bubble. There is a greater universe. And who the heck knows? It deals with time travel right away, so we could get Booster Gold maybe somehow.
Oh, no, that would be amazing.
We can get the Legion of Superheroes maybe. I don't know. I'm just excited. Just one episode in and we're already pretty big in the possibilities. But yeah. It's okay.
What's Sarah say?
She's taking me literal. She's name dropping Val Al, the father, who's a scientist, of Ter-Al, father of Seg-Al, father of Jor-Al, father of Kal-El.
So the family line.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to ask you what you thought about the what's the technical term? Like the environmental design of the show so far. What Krypton looks like. I didn't know what I was expecting for that personally, just because the only thing that I have to reference is the movie.
Yeah, like the crystal or ice world.
And then this the World of Krypton comic book that was actually given out for free in hype for the movie. Obviously, this is for the movie. It's very different. I'm gonna say really quickly. It's very different in this comic book.
Yeah, this is the
versus the TV show. So I had this and also the movie to base my assumptions on, which I figured wasn't going to really be accurate anyways.
I'm going to say I was a little disappointed because I saw that this was out. I didn't know what it was. And I thought, oh, this is cool. It's going to be like a prequel comic that leads into the show. Awesome. And it's not. It's a reprinting It's a reprint of like a Silver Age miniseries, World of Krypton, where the costumes are very basically like non-existent. There's Instagram.
Oh, I gotta show you this one of the panels.
Wait, is it where she crashes?
It's a little explicit. Not really, but kind of. No. You guys are gonna get a kick out of this.
Oh. In case you ever wanted to know, is it boxers or briefs on Krypton? I'm gonna go over to Facebook and Twitch first.
Let me pull up so you can see what you're showing here.
Where am I? Nope, over here.
Right there. Right.
Yeah, I can see. I'm gonna fold.
Other side. Right
Other
there.
side. There we go. It's not boxers or briefs. It is thongs. Instagram. That's what they wear on Krypton. Is just a nice.
Oh, it's very beautiful.
Breathy thong. So that's cool. Anyhow, so I'm just a little disappointed that this wasn't a prequel to the actual show.
It doesn't really have the same. Doesn't have the same characters.
No, it kind of mentions Van Al, but the spelling's different. And other than that, that's it. It's just anyhow. You asked me what I thought of the set design or the world it exists in. For me, it feels like a Kryptonian Blade Runner kind of world. It has that kind of aesthetic. It's kind of dark.
It's kind of dark, but kind of not at the same time. Yeah,
it's not as dark as Blade Runner, but.
Sarah says looks nothing like the beginning of Man of Steel, which yes, that is true. But also keep in mind, Man of Steel it starts the end of the planet's life.
Yeah.
So everything's pretty much dead at that point too.
Yeah.
So. But
yeah.
that's a little more grungy to me than I guess I was expecting.
Yeah, it feels grounded in a reality. Like I believe this world. This world has rules and it has. I don't know how to explain it. It just feels real. It doesn't feel made up. You know, the movies, the old movies, where it was just like white crystals everywhere, and Marlon Brando was wearing glowing aluminum foil. Felt fake. Didn't feel real. If you look at the animated, like the old animated series, in the DC animated universe, they had those like really long red robes and weird arm patches, which felt very alien, which I liked, but they were very alien feeling.
Yeah.
And Krypton, the show, doesn't feel alien. It feels realistic.
Which, I mean, personally, I like that, but I also don't like that.
You want it to be more alien?
I don't want it necessarily to be more alien, but it's a different planet. It's a completely different, you know, social structure and politics and stuff like that. And so I was thinking it would be a little bit more, I guess, alien, yeah. But it did feel more relatable, which I think is good to a point, because people do complain about how they can't relate to Superman sometimes because he's not from here. He's got a totally different, you know, way of seeing things because of where he comes from and stuff like that. And so it is nice to still have this kind of story that you feel like you can understand and connect to it in some way. I mean, it still was kind of alien, just kind of how they function in terms of society is definitely different.
Yeah. I think for me, going back to kind of what Sarah was saying, the beginning of Man of Steel, what the Krypton looked like, the technology and the fashion and everything, I think for me it was kind of my favorite representation of Krypton that I've seen so far.
Okay.
Because it was alien and different enough from what we have to feel like, okay, this is a different planet, but also there was enough there for me to recognize, like, okay, I kind of get that how this is their technology. I don't understand how the technology works, but I get that it works somehow. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Of course, that is a big budget movie, and this is a TV show. It's a little less of a budget, so you gotta kind of go with just the regular leather jackets with the house crest on it, which I'm okay with. I think they're doing a great job with the costume design, set design.
Actually, I really liked Seg's jacket.
Yeah, me too.
I was like, I kind of want that jacket.
Yeah.
This is cool.
That's just the black jacket with a little bit of blue here to
just a little
Superman
bit,
blue,
and
just
it's
a little
got
bit.
kind of some straps and buckles, but not at the same time.
They're small enough. They're there, but they're not like over the top like 90s comic straps.
Yeah, I liked it. Man of Steel was my fave too in terms of Krypton. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
It would have been nice to kind of see more of Krypton in the movie series.
I'm not going to dive too deep into how I feel about the DC extended universe that we're seeing right now, but two things that I really want to see DC do with their films is give me a Krypton movie and then give me a movie that was that ancient fight scene in Justice League. I'm more excited about past DC cinematic universe than I am current DC cinematic universe.
That'd be interesting.
Oh well. See, Sarah over on Facebook says, total environments of Krypton and Man of Steel is teeming with life and nature. Krypton in the TV series, Krypton is an ice planet, and Kandor is in a dome. Yeah, we've gotten a wide range of representations of Krypton. Yeah, I don't think we've seen any. We haven't seen any nature in. I'm okay right now. Thank you. We haven't seen any nature in the show yet, have we? Like any sort of animal life or like
Not
real
yet.
plant life. It's all been very industrial, very.
That could just be where they're at.
Yeah, I'm sure they have other cities and stuff. No.
Side note for those watching, we didn't know. We are now selling a small amount of candy that we got from Andy's Candy Apothecary. So, come try some. It's really good. I'm eating this sea salt chocolate. Sure you don't want a little
No,
piece?
good. I try to avoid stuff that has salt in it. I don't really like salty foods, but I have tried the dark chocolate with it's the Incan one with like the toasted quinoa on it.
Oh, the same brand.
Yeah, the same brand. It's this dark chocolate with like toasted quinoa on it, and that's really good.
Anyways, sorry.
Side note. Hi, Lily.
Lily? What? Oh. Hi, Lily.
Dodo says they've had that. It's great. Wait, which one? This one, the sea salts, or the Incan one with quinoa?
I like salt.
No wonder you're so salty. He's a salty old pirate.
I'm a salty person. What can I say? What do you think of Seg so far? Not considering the second episode, which might be difficult at this point for you.
I think the actor is very good looking, and definitely could have been cast as Superman in something. Like, he has that very Superman-esque look to him, so I totally believe that he is the ancestor of Kal-El. The character himself, he feels a little Anakin Skywalker to me.
I kind of see that a little bit.
From
just
episode 2 and 3. There's just a little bit of whininess to him. I don't know.
But now he has responsibility.
Yes. I don't hate him. I don't hate him at all, and I think his character arc will definitely grow, and it has already. But ignoring the second episode,
he was a little.
Yeah, he just kind of. I mean, he's young.
I don't know about whiny, but just
Yeah, I don't know what the word is.
He seems like a kid.
Yeah, he's young, and getting into spoilers, he's rankless. The House of Al has basically been
eradicated.
Yeah, they've been stripped of their rank, and his grandfather, Superman's grandfather's grandfather, brought dishonor to the family, and so House Al isn't around anymore. They're no more. So this kid is basically slumming it in the slums. He has no name to his name.
No name. Is that what they call him? What do they call him?
Rankless.
They call him rankless.
Yeah, they call him rankless.
Yeah, that's their
derogatory. He's kind of like an Aladdin character a little bit. He has to kind of survive in. But
they don't really seem. They still seem like they're well off. Like they're not dirt poor.
Right. Krypton is very much a caste system.
Yeah.
And so yes, he's in the lowest caste, but
he's not like Aladdin and
right. He's not
stealing and stuff.
He's not living on the streets, and he's not stealing, but he is pulling scams to make some extra money.
Yes.
He's dating girls he shouldn't. He's breaking curfew. He's definitely just kind of a troublemaker kid. Yeah.
Dodo, the previews look like the Inhumans TV show. Is this better in your opinion? Yeah. It's better than Inhumans for sure.
Yeah, I was unsure how I felt about the show going in. I was excited to have the possibility of seeing the show. I wanted it to be good, but I wasn't entirely sure. I remember the last SyFy prequel that I saw that I was excited for was Caprica, which was a prequel to Battlestar Galactica, and that didn't do very well. And I was hoping it was going to be as bad as that. But I really like Krypton so far. I'm in. Also Gotham, when that premiered, I was like, okay, Gotham, do we need a Gotham? I kind of felt the same way. Do I need to see a Krypton show? But I think I was more excited about Krypton than I was Gotham after seeing the first episode.
We're so used to seeing all of these Batman things.
Yeah.
It's not exactly easy to have a Superman-based show, I guess. I mean, they're doing it okay with Supergirl, but that's Supergirl. That's not Superman. It's, This one isn't obviously Superman either, but it's their family that it's focusing on. So it's kind of cool to just kind of see them doing something with it, and it's not only nothing. It doesn't have to always be about Batman, guys.
You mark my words, Batman will show up in Krypton somehow. I don't know how.
He comes from the future.
But Batman's going to be on Krypton.
Booster Gold.
You've heard it here first.
It's Booster Gold's fault.
Dodo says, and Krypton isn't tied to anything else, right? I'll give it a try. It is not.
No, it's not. They're doing their own thing.
But I can definitely see it spinning off stuff. Maybe.
It could have some interesting crossovers.
Yeah. Let's see. Sarah on Facebook says, for episode 1, Seg is lost. Having had his family name stripped from him, he's just discovering who his family was, and the possibilities of his future. Yeah. Very true. He is lost. He's a troubled kid. He's a kid who kind of comes from a broken home. Like, not really like his home. Like, he has parents that are there and they love him, but like
it might be that he originally came from a very well-known, well-off family, and I don't want to say he might feel entitled in a way, but it's, when you're stripped of this title that was originally very well known and highly ranked or whatever, you're gonna carry that, and he was old enough when it happened for him to continue to carry that.
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe he's holding on to this idea of, we should have been better ranked or higher or whatever than where we're at now, and he might just be acting out on that.
And it must just be hard for him living with all the other houses, basically reminding him that.
Oh yeah, reminding him all the time
that he's a nobody now. He has no name. I'm sure they make fun of him. They call him rankless, which is like, you don't even have a name for me to make fun of. And so it's gotta be tough for him.
Yeah, it's probably, there's just a ton of stuff going on that's just kind of making him feel, like Sarah said, lost, angry. I think that so far I like that there is background to his character, though. A lot of times that there's not a whole lot to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you've seen it, you actually see when that's stripped, when their name is stripped from them, and it's a pretty sad moment. Watching your family, their whole family, having that taken away from them, including this kid, which, by the way, I feel like they cast young Seg very well, too.
I don't remember what it looked like. Sorry.
I thought he was a cute little kid. I could see it possibly being him when he's young.
I thought it was funny in the very opening scene of episode 1, where Seg's grandfather is being stripped of his family shield. He is decked out in the full blue suit with the red cape.
Yes.
Like, he has the Superman look to him already.
He has
he has a crest on.
Outfit.
Has been explained in the comic books. Superman's suit is Kryptonian. Like, it comes from Krypton. There's a meaning behind it. So I like how they kept that. But I don't see any other families having that.
But it's a little weird at the same time.
It did stand out because everybody else now kind of just wears black leather. No one else has this bright suit. So okay, was his grandpa just eccentric and was his grandpa like the Liberace of Krypton? That was really over the top fashion.
Ryan over here.
How funny would that be? He's like, oh, here's the suit that your grandpa wore, Cal. But it wasn't historical. It was just it's
his costume.
It's like Ron Weasley getting his hand-me-down dress robes, but not knowing that they're over the top. He's like, okay, this is traditional. Cool. I'm just gonna wear this and go save. Anyhow.
That'd be really funny.
Sarah on Facebook says Nathan Fillion for Booster Gold.
I'm down. What's he doing these days? Is he on anything new?
I don't know. Castle was canceled. I have no idea what Nathan Fillion is.
So he needs a new project then.
Yeah, Sarah, you're right. The Zod clan does wear reds, but even the reds, it's mixing with.
Pretty muted though.
It's still mixing with black. Like it's not just a full red suit, like Seg's grandfather was. But you're right. They do wear the reds. I think that. Let's see. Well, I'm just kidding.
These are all colored.
Yeah, never mind. Just kidding. I thought they were gonna show kind of the houses and their coordinating colors, but here they have House of L, which is Superman colors, but not blue, because they have blue attached to Zod, which isn't what Zod wears in the show. So never mind.
Would you? I can't see it.
Sorry.
How dare you?
All right.
Huh. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder what the reasoning behind their color choices.
Speaking of which, I kind of have a little bit of an alien crush on this Vex chick.
Dude, she was weird. She was really interesting and weird.
Yeah, I like it. I don't know what's going on with her, but there's a mystery there. I'm like, ooh, tell me more. I just like her silver
she seems
hair.
Like very super intelligent.
Yeah. She's like a Malfoy.
Yeah, I'm interested to see or to learn a little bit more about her too. She's if you didn't know, she's supposed to be marrying Sade.
Mm-hmm. They are being arranged. I forgot the binded, I think is what they called it on the show, but it's an arranged marriage.
Yeah.
So interesting.
Yeah, so he's supposed to be given their name Vex when they get married. You could totally tell he was not happy about that.
Well, I mean, he already has a girlfriend in a Zod.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that? Superman's ancestor is shacking up with the Zod.
Zod? Good thing we have this, man. Zod. What's her name? It doesn't say.
Hold up.
Ryan, what's her name?
Nyla?
Who?
Tila? Sarah,
what's her
I feel like
name?
you would know.
Come on, Ryan. I know you watch TV.
I don't watch TV. I'm streaming.
But yeah, so they're dating each other. They actually straight up say they love each other, even after it's
Lita.
Lita, okay. Even after, is it Lita or Lida?
Oh, it could be Lita.
I can't remember the pronunciation.
Sarah, is it Lita or is it Lita? Yes, sir. I can chuck it if you want to.
Do you want me to transfer to 12?
Sure.
There you go.
Perfect.
Thank you.
So, I think that's really interesting because even after she finds out that he's supposed to be marrying this other girl, they're still like totally madly in love, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like she's just like whatever.
I think it's like a way of life there. They know, like, okay, you have your relationships when you're younger, but then there comes a time where everybody gets binded with somebody, and that's just the way the society is, and that sucks. But our love will go on forever.
She looked really familiar, and I can't remember if this is correct, but I think she was one of the main characters in Black Mirror.
Daniel, sister.
Oh, sorry.
Like
in the dating,
I'm not sure.
In the dating app one.
It is Lita.
Lita, okay.
According to Sarah.
I think that's her. I might be wrong, but she looks super familiar. And I think it did say that she is in Black Mirror, but I might be wrong on the character. But That was kind of cool to see her. Oh, also the guy that plays Adam.
Adam Strange, yeah.
I see him. I've seen him all over the place too.
He looks familiar, but I cannot place him.
He was in. I'm blanking on the TV show. It was a show with Cherie Appleby, where she found out that her daughter that she gave up for adoption never got adopted, so she comes and lives with her. He played the girl's teacher. Really inappropriate teacher.
Life Unexpected?
Yes. Started dating her. It was really a iffy situation. And then he was all over the CW shows.
Yep, it says right here he was on Melrose Place, the newer one.
He was on other stuff too, I think. He was in Vampire Diaries. He died.
Oh, that's too bad.
He was one of the college kids that just kept getting caught up in all their stuff.
Fun fact I just see, he's already been associated with Superman because he was in Smallville.
He was Chloe's boy thing.
That's his credit. Chloe's boy thing. From Chloe's boy thing to Adam Strange, you're moving up.
But I want to know if that's his official title, like on IMDb. That's amazing.
Chloe's boy thing.
That's awesome. Okay, anything else related to DC?
No, but he was on Dark Matter, which is another sci-fi show.
Yeah. Season 2.
Yeah, in the second season. That might be where I know him from. I don't know what character, but I know I watch Dark Matter. So.
Yeah, I mostly remember him from Life Unexpected and Vampire Diaries.
Gotcha. I want to point out that I am liking the fact that they made the House of Zod black, because in the comic books, I mean, although in the past they've shown Zod, like General Zod, he is white, but in some of the more recent comic books they've had an alternate Earth 2, Drew Zod, I think, was the son of General Zod, and he basically is a new Superman of Earth 2, and he's black. And I am messing up the overall kind of background, but I just like that they're carrying that over. That's cool. I want to know, whenever we do get a General Zod, will he also be black? Will he be white? Will he be mixed? I don't know. I'm excited to see.
Well, in their history is, I mean, again, I don't know much, but do they have originally? Did they have diversity in the comics for Krypton? Because I don't know that I've ever really seen anything.
Probably not, honestly.
White people. I mean, saying though, that would be great if they can have some diversity.
Probably not. Traditionally, comic books weren't very diverse, so yeah. I mean, I'm sure back in the day, if there was no need to make it diverse, why would you?
Well, these people are blue, so.
Oh, you stand corrected. There's blue people, and there's purple
butt
people,
shot again,
and there's thong people.
Thong people.
House of Thong.
I'm just joking, guys. They're not really blue. They're just in the background.
It's called atmospheric perspective.
This comic is so weird, you guys. I wish we had more to give out. They're all gone. This is our only copy left. It's so weird. Did you get to read it, Vampire?
I did. I read it. I read the entire thing before this.
This is really disturbing.
I'm confused.
The ending is really disturbing, you guys.
I'm confused.
Sorry, a little off topic here. Kind of, but not really.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the comic that they're advertising.
It's like there might be pulling elements from it. There's some, but
yeah, there's clones that they use when they need to repair their own bodies.
Okay, makes sense.
There's a clone that is missing.
Ooh, okay. Why is it missing?
They found out that the clone was taken out and allowed to develop its own personality.
Ooh, you don't do
live
that.
Its own life.
No, that's a no-no in Krypton.
And is apparently supposed to be marrying The original woman's son.
What?
So
he's supposed to marry his mom's clone.
yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I was like, what am I reading?
So it's 90210 or some soap opera, essentially.
Yeah, it was really weird.
Days of Our Lives. The Young and the Restless. The Bold and the Beautiful.
They have very amazing weather there because they're all wearing no clothes. I mean, look at this guy.
Oh, I can't eat that.
I'm just gonna say,
like,
Krypton.
Fancy.
Krypton needs to have this kind of costume design. The leather jacket is not doing it for me anymore. I want to see.
Oh yeah, that's the mom's death. The son killed her.
So yeah, definitely a soap opera.
He's like, "What the hell, Mom? You're making me marry your clone." That's not really what he said, but I feel like that's why he's.
They
angry.
have heck, the word heck on Krypton.
Some kind of version of that.
Wait, hold up.
It's you dare. You dare?
Random question.
Oh, this part. Sorry, really quickly.
Oh, yeah.
This part was really funny to me. He's angry at his mom, and it says grasping, clutching. Oh, come on, camera. Close enough. Instagram. I don't know if you can see that. It's an action, and in the talk bubble it says gasping, grasping, clutching.
Someone didn't know how to differentiate between dialogue and the action.
Okay, sorry, what were you going to say?
Did they ever explain how Adam Strange can talk to Seg?
Not yet.
Because I'm just, Adam's human, and Seg is not from Earth, so.
Sarah, Hang the DJ, is that the one with the dating simulation? Because I think that's what I remembered her from. So, no, I don't think they really went in detail. They just said that he only has so long that he can stay each time he visits.
You're right. Yep, Theta beam technology. That's brought in from the comic books.
And
that's accurate.
And then somehow, though, like, Seg can keep the cape, though, right? Does he keep it?
Seg has the cape right now, currently.
But, okay, so Adam can only stay for so long, but the cape can stay. Does that have to do with being an organic material or something?
Oh, no. So Adam hasn't gone back yet. So, I mean, I don't know if...
But he can only be there for so long.
Right. But the cape...
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, but Adam hasn't left. His trip isn't over yet. So the cape hasn't gone yet. Or are you talking about just is that the cape that he gives his grandson? I'm confused.
I don't know anymore. I'm confused too. Why did nobody notice that Adam looked so weird?
He was wearing a baseball hat.
He was wearing
and a hoodie.
Nothing that fit in.
I think it's because they're in the rankless slums. I think that's the only reason. Is because this is essentially the lowest class possible, and I imagine there's some people there who scrounge whatever they can to put together whatever kind of outfit, and so people will probably just learn to just accept it.
Yes.
Like if you see a rankless kind of homeless person walking around in just like a blanket or whatever, like so be it, and they just assume this is another person who's just wearing whatever they can find. Maybe, I don't know. That was my explanation for it, anyhow.
Okay.
My bigger question is how come Adam's not trying harder to blend in? Not so much why he isn't, or how come people aren't noticing, but like
that was next on my question.
At the very least, like turn your hat backwards and put it underneath your hood so it doesn't stick out. Like, I don't know.
I just liked how Seg was like, "Is that a house?" His hat. What house is that? He like got like super
Detroit.
Offended by that.
No, he's from the planet Detroit.
I can't remember all my questions at this point.
I think I'm getting right now. Final verdict. Is it worth watching? Is it worth tuning in? For
Yes.
anybody who's on the fence about it, yes?
I'd give it a chance.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be. I imagine it's not gonna be like Gotham, where they're basically creating their own universe. Recreating backstories of characters and stuff like that. I imagine Krypton's not going to do something like that.
I can see it happening.
Maybe to a point, but I feel like, kind of like what Sarah was saying, is they kind of have a lot of freedom in this series to kind of do whatever. So I feel like people aren't going to necessarily get as angry as they were or are over Gotham.
True.
Some people don't like the changes that the Gotham is making to the characters.
Right.
So I feel like they may not end up doing that in Krypton.
True. I'm excited to see them pull elements from the comic books into the show, though. For a doomed planet of which we only have one survivor, there's been a lot of characters from Krypton.
Yeah.
And so I kind of look forward to seeing maybe some implementation of like Doomsday or
oh, hey Eli. Hi Eli.
The backstory of Krypton is mostly untold. Mostly.
So that gives them a lot of freedom.
What's the World Killers or it's the bad guy in Supergirl right now. Rain, whatever her name is.
I'm not caught up.
She's one of these like world killers.
Oh,
that's the history of
yes.
That's the history of Krypton, Doomsday, and the whole cloning aspect. Daxamite, where the planet Mon-El's from. They're distant cousins from Krypton. So I want to see that. Obviously, we can't see Crypto because this takes place way before Crypto or Streaky the Super Cat or Hippo the Super Monkey or Comet the Super Horse. But maybe we could see other animals. Maybe there's a white dog that's an ancestor of Crypto. That'd be cool to see.
Aw, that'd be cool. What kind of dog is Crypto supposed to be?
There's no human equivalent to it, so I have no idea.
Okay.
He's a Kryptonian.
He's always white, right?
He's a Kryptonian retriever. I don't know.
Okay.
The black Mercy. What's it called?
What?
Eli, I know you know this. Mongol. That flower that goes on people's faces and puts them in the dream world.
That was on Supergirl.
Yeah. What's it freaking called? Something Mercy? Black Mercy? I want to say it's called the Black Mercy, but that could be totally wrong. Whatever.
Dodo.
Brainiac 5 from Legion of Superheroes.
5?
That's the ancestor, Brainiac. Okay, Dodo. There's hints. I don't know if I can say much more than that, but there's hints. Starro. Yeah, Starro. That'd be cool to see.
Eli says Black Mercy sounds
I
right.
think it is.
Eli, you need to be on the stream soon.
He doesn't care about Superman. He only cares about Batman.
Somebody try and get in. But we're
Superman Zoo? I don't know, man. I just want to see little... There's things in the history of Krypton that we've seen in the comic books, or the history of just the DC universe in general. I want to see little things here and there.
And then we can talk about them and you can tell me what they are.
Yeah. If I even catch them. I might not even catch them all.
Gotta catch them all. You said it.
Kryptonian Pokemon. I want to see Kryptonian Pokemon.
I mean, it's kind of like Easter. It's like Easter eggs. You gotta catch them all.
Yeah, sure.
Don't always.
Anyhow, I think we're coming up to an hour, so Instagram's going to boot us pretty soon.
So we didn't really cover a lot of like details, but
Wait, hold on. Eli says, I hope they explain the science between all the dumb kryptonite. But can they? I mean, the whole idea of kryptonite is that it's only kryptonite because it came from, like, didn't it become kryptonite en route to Earth? Like,
yeah,
it's the explosion.
It's a radiation.
Yeah,
type
so it's,
thing,
right now it's just a rock. But maybe, just like we have different rocks on Earth, we have sedimentary rocks, and that's the only one I remember.
Okay.
Maybe different type of rocks on Krypton become different types of kryptonite when they become irradiated.
Oh.
Eli, that's a good thing to bring up. I'd like to see that.
Why does it do all kinds of dumb stuff on Earth?
Because writers...
It's a different atmosphere.
Writers just sometimes need a plot device to turn Superman evil, or to take away his powers, or to multiply him, or to wipe his memory, or to turn him pink, or to make him really horny.
What?
That was on Smallville. That was on an episode of Smallville.
Believe it or not, I didn't watch.
I'm pretty sure it was red kryptonite on Smallville.
Oh, I saw that
Basically put him into like heat. He was his Kryptonian.
Red, huh?
I want to say it was red.
Instagram's kicking us off.
Oh no, 20 seconds. Instagram, I love you all. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye, Instagram.
Watch
Bye.
Krypton. I think you should watch it. Laura thinks you should watch it. Sarah on Facebook thinks she should watch it. Watch it. It's really good.
I think Eli might say to watch it too. I don't know. He hasn't said yet.
I'm gonna say he said yes, even if he didn't.
Okay, bye. Bye, Instagram. Bye. Facebook does not cut us off.
No. Yeah, that's a weird thing to open up on Instagram.
A little weird.
Oh, okay.
What do you think about? Sarah says, wait. Eli said Kryptonian mating season.
Yeah, it's Kryptonian Ponfar.
Sarah says, what do you think about the Collector of Worlds in this iteration of Krypton?
The Collector of Worlds. Sarah, you're gonna have to help me out here. Are you speaking?
Eli hasn't watched it yet. Sorry.
Collector of Worlds, is that
Meaning
Brainiac, or is that a different character?
I think it's Brainiac.
I mean, he does go around collecting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it.
We don't really get to see much of him though.
You haven't. So I think the only.
I mean, from the first episode.
Right. They've. That's the threat that Adam Strange comes to warn him about. There haven't been. Unless I'm wrong, I think there's only been one iteration of a live-action Brainiac, and that was on Smallville, which was James Marsters played him.
Really?
Yeah. And it wasn't, for me, it wasn't the best version of Brainiac. So I'm really excited to see what they do with Brainiac. I think he is a villain that should be used in live action. I think the film should use him.
They might need to wait. They're probably trying to build up to him.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Spike played him. So
my only knowledge of Brainiac is DCUO.
Yeah.
Which is not very much knowledge.
So I like that they're using Brainiac. They've already released an image. Have you seen it yet? Of what he's gonna look like? It's just his face, I think. But,
yeah, I think so. But I mean, they gave the glimpse of his face in the first episode.
Oh, did they?
It was really quick, but that was it.
Oh, okay. There it is. At the end of episode 1, they show the skull ship and Brainiac. Did I miss that? I don't remember this at all.
It was definitely there.
Maybe I turned it off before. I think he looks great. I think what they've done with him so far looks pretty promising. It looks authentic to the comic book, and like I said, I think Krypton's putting a lot of care into the production of things, and I think that's applying to the makeup and costume department and prosthetics or whatever. Like, I'm on board. Like, I want to see what they do with Brainiac. I hope they don't mess him up, because Brainiac's a big threat.
Yeah, SyFy obviously is not very well known for allowing or for having shows with bigger budgets, at least recently. But I feel like they may have understood, or at least the team behind the show understands the potential behind it, and that it's worth that production value. So I'm pretty happy with the way it looks so far in general too.
And there have been different versions of Brainiac in the comic books. We've had the green, the original Vril Dox, who was from a planet of super geniuses, and we've had the more robotic Brainiac, who was more of like an actual bad guy. This Brainiac looks more like the actual collector of worlds. Like, they're not necessarily evil; they are just collecting worlds. So I'm curious to see where they take them. There's a lot of different resources they can pull from, and then Brainiac 5 is one of his descendants.
This dude looks creepy.
Yeah, we're looking up the image right now. Yeah.
What is this?
Spoiler: Brainiac collects Kandor before Krypton is destroyed. Correct. People who know the comic books, has Kandor always been called Kandor City in the comic books, or has it just been Kandor? Because I know it as just Kandor for some reason, and it kind of bugged me that they put City, but maybe I'm wrong.
I was going to try and show a picture, but I can't figure out how to. Sorry. Flag. This number's throwing me off.
What is that? Oh.
Eli. Thought it was the city of Kandor.
So, yeah, I just always know it as Kandor. Like, it's not officially city after. It's just whatever. It's just nitpicking. Yeah, but in the show they said Kandor City. I'm pretty sure, and that bugged me. I don't know why. I mean, I'm sure it's to like let the layman know that
probably
it's a city.
I mean, they did that on. Well, not city, but they've changed. Shows have changed names before.
Like Starling City?
Yeah. That was weird. The Bottle City of Kandor?
Anyhow, any last comments? Eli, Sarah, any last remarks?
I'd just say watch it. Let us know what you think of it.
Sarah, Eli, and anybody else, what is the one thing you'd like to see the show do or show? One character, one element of the Superman mythos, one aspect of DC universe in general. Just like, if you could pick and choose one thing for sure, what would it be? Laura, do you have anything off the top of your head?
I don't know enough. Though I think that would be pretty cool to see Booster Gold. I will say that.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, he could pop up in any of the DC shows.
Yeah.
So, not ever actually show Superman.
No.
I agree with you, Eli.
Please don't ever show Superman. This is not a Superman show.
And they're have to cast another Superman. It's like, why do we need another Superman?
Yeah, no.
We don't need that. That's a good point.
Yeah, I know.
What about you?
I want to see. I don't know what I want to see. I don't want to see the Legion of Superheroes because they connect to Superboy. And even though they have time travel in the future, I don't want to see them in this at all.
Okay. Just Sarah. Yeah, Booster Gold.
I think another planet. I think I want to see like Daxam.
I'd like to see Daxam, yeah.
Or Thanagar, or Ran, or one of the other planets. I think would be cool. Yeah, that's what I want to see.
Cool.
How awesome would it be to see like the Hawk people show up?
That would be pretty.
It'd be later season, but yeah, that's me.
Something to work up to, right?
Eli has it. More
no.
Batman. Eli, you missed it already. But I said, some way, shape, or form, Batman's probably going to show up on the show.
No.
He's going to show up.
No.
He will, because it's freaking Batman.
No.
We're going to find out that Batman went back in time to Krypton.
It's Batman that's got Adam going to Krypton.
No. Batman was Van-El. He assumed the identity of Van-El. Batman is Superman's great-great-grandfather.
So you never slept?
And right at the last moment when he was going to die, he didn't die. He beamed back to Earth using Darkseid's Omega beams. That's it. I'm telling you. I already cracked the code.
It sounds like you need to play some DC-themed D&D.
Krypton does have his own Batman. Eli, I changed my mind. I want to see Nightwing and Flamebird. Thank you for reminding me. That's what I want to see. I don't know when they exist. I would like to see
a Nightwing. I mean, we haven't really...
It's not that Nightwing. It's a different Nightwing.
Why are they using the same name?
Okay, here's a little brief.
No. Is it brief? Is it
it's
really brief?
It's real brief. When Dick Grayson quit being Robin, he basically talked to Superman about Batman, and Superman told him the story of these two superheroes, vigilantes on Krypton. They were called Nightwing and Flamebird.
Is that where?
And Nightwing's like, I like that name. I'm gonna go by Nightwing. So that's where you got the name Nightwing. That's the history lesson for today.
Okay.
Vigilantism is intergalactic.
All right. I think we can wrap this up.
Intergalactic vigilantes.
If anyone is interested, we do have this one last copy. It's our in-store copy. So if you want to come in, read it while you're drinking your latte or something, feel free. Just ask us for it if it's not out.
But to get it, you have to answer this question: what is the airspeed velocity of a swallow?
Oh my gosh. Okay, a couple of the really quick things too. SAC Comic-Con is coming up here. Flyer. Chris Claremont is going to be there, which, if you didn't know, is basically like the father of X-Men. So, pretty exciting.
He's like the
kind of
stepfather.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
He had a huge part in the X-Men. So a lot of people are pretty excited. Probably a good time to get
really
stuff
cool
signed.
Of X-Men.
Yeah, something like that. Everyone's like freaking out. We are selling tickets, so if you want to skip any online fees, come get them for $10 here. No tax on it. And if anyone is also interested, next week we are going to be talking about the Ready Player One movie. So Jason has already read the book and seen the movie. I am reading the book right now. I'm going to have this read and have the movie done by Thursday. That's how far into it I am.
Or maybe she won't.
Bad for
I think you can do
days.
it. I believe in you.
I can do it.
Yeah.
I feel like I got pretty far. I started on Sunday night, Monday, something like that.
I would say
I just need to.
This much of it is the slowest. Right here.
It's pretty.
And then it'll just pick up, and you'll be done with that.
If anybody hasn't read it yet, there's a lot of exposition because they're definitely building a world. But it's super interesting. So I'm reading this. I'm going to have it read before I see the movie, and then we're going to see the movie, and then we're also going to have a special guest on with us next week who hasn't seen the movie. I'm not going to say who because the person still needs to confirm. If that person can't, then we're going to get another person.
And it'll be them the entire time.
But either way, it's going to be somebody who hasn't read it but did see the movie so that we can get some opinions on it.
Yes, so a three perspective review.
Yes.
Someone who's read it a long time ago and forgot some of the details.
Yes. So
someone who's
I'm going to be
recent,
brushed up on the details.
and then someone who knows nothing because they are nothing.
Wow.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, whoever that turns out to be.
Yeah, I hope whoever it is doesn't see that.
It's like, I was going to be on it, and then I heard what Jason said.
I saw the live stream.
I'm done.
I'm not going to be on anymore.
Sarah says that the book is awesome. His other book, Armada, is not as good. That's what I've heard. I wanted to read it because I love this book. And then I heard it wasn't that great, so I haven't read it yet. It's just been sitting.
Do you have it?
I think so.
Okay.
I think I bought it because I was really excited about reading it. So I'm going to love it. It deals kind of with more references. I'm all in, and then I never read it. Maybe when I get done with every other book I want to read.
And then you're like, I'm really bored. I need a new book.
Yeah.
Might be a while.
Or the zombie apocalypse happens. I need Tinder to not the app. I need stuff to light a fire. So you're looking like, what? Okay.
I was like, why do you need Tinder for the book?
Okay. I think we're done here.
Okay.
Guys.
All right. Thank you for watching, joining the conversation. Join us next Thursday about 6 o'clock, and we'll talk about Ready Player One, okay? Gonna log off now. Thanks, guys.